Alright guys, I'm back, and this is part 3 on how to draw the ankylosaurus from Jurassic Park, the Crash McQuarrie version. And yeah, it's really hot, so I believe that my camera will keep doing this a couple of times. So I'm not sure how many parts it will take to make this video. So yeah, I'm really sorry. My camera stopped recording and I can't really do anything about this. I wish I could, but I guess I can't. So just create those kind of skills and maybe make them a little bit bigger and stuff, and especially at the parts where there's going to be a lot of shadow. So the reason why it stops recording is that it gets really hot, and the weather out here is really hot as well right now. At least my room is very hot. And then the camera gets too hot, and there's something like a safety feature on it so that it won't explode or won't catch fire or anything. I believe that's why it stops recording. I believe that's pretty much the whole reason why. So yeah, just get those skills there, kind of try to keep them as close to each other as you can, because that will make it look like it's really realistic. And at the highlight areas you just make them a little bit lighter. Or you don't put them in at all, or just some of these half circles, like what I usually do a lot. There's actually a lot of shadow over here, and also over here, so I'm going to create a lot of shadow on these parts, because there's a lot of shadow over here. This should be fine for now first, and then just draw them in along the lines. And you can just put a few in everywhere, as long as you keep something like a certain pattern, that it won't look silly or anything. And also you need to put in a little bit of shadow for these huge things. And over here there will only be shadow at the base. So yeah, again, I'm not sure how many parts this video will take. I hope we can do it with 4 parts, because I'm pretty sure we can't finish it within this part in time. So I'm trying to draw as quickly as I can, and still try to get like quality content at least. Alright, it's starting to look pretty okay in my opinion, but now I still have to darken these kind of lines out here, and make sure that you don't go over your kind of spikes. Still want them to be clearly visible. Okay. And we can draw something like a circle around this one. And also over here. try to create something with the same kind of effect. And over here you don't have to draw those things anymore. Alright, we're just going to try and get some basic shading into the parts where we need a lot of shading. So especially in between those huge things. Spiky scales. No, they're just straight up spikes. They're not scales anymore, I believe. And then just draw in these kind of scales everywhere. And also at the parts where there's supposed to be a lot of light, you can also draw them in over there very lightly. And you can make them a little bit bigger once you get a little bit closer to this area. And you can make them a little bit darker in this shadowy areas. Just try and create something that looks realistic. And by the way, for the drawing competition, I've gotten some really nice looking drawings from you guys, and there are a few between it that just keep me speechless. They made me speechless because they're so fair, so good. I can't even explain it. They look like better than mine. So yeah. If you really want to know who is the winner, stay tuned for Wednesday's video. Because Wednesday I'll be making clear who's the winner. I'm announcing who won the drawing competition. And it's not like you get a huge reward for it, but for example, when you're a small art channel and you wanna get a little bit more subscribers and stuff, then this is the perfect opportunity for you. Because if you really win, or you don't even have to win, I mean, if you show your art to me and I can show all your drawings in my video, then all the people that will be watching my video will get a shout out. And they might even decide to check your channel out. So it's really a great opportunity for you to get a little bit more subscribers. And I'm really trying to support everyone. I mean, I know a lot of art channels, and especially channels that try to draw dinosaurs and stuff. And it really keeps me busy because I really love to watch them, and I really like to see my own kind of tutorials being drawn and people showing them. I really love that. So if you have a version of my tutorial drawing, feel free to make a video about it and let me know in one of my videos in the comments, and I'll be checking it out. Or maybe even add it on Google Plus if you don't really want to make videos on your YouTube channel, that's okay as well. But I really enjoy watching those videos. Yesterday, doing some draw, was live streaming, and he showed a lot of very cool drawings. I really like to watch those drawings and stuff. And yeah, it's getting really detailed right now. I'm really happy with the way it's starting to turn out right now. And I'm not so happy with those dark lines over here, but I'm not going to erase them because it's hard to get those detail back in. It's not like it will cost me a lot of time because I already know where I put them, but it's just that it's hard to get them in the way they look now, because when I go over it with an eraser, the problem is that it gets kind of smeared a little, and the details and stuff, I will have to make it a lot darker at some points so it still looks good. So right now the darkest parts are on this side of these spikes. Oh. So yeah, I believe that we can get this done in 2 more parts. So no, not 2 more parts, but just this part and one other part. And the scales are really starting to fade a little bit over here, so I'm not really drawing in as much detail as I did over here. Because it's really getting lighter and lighter over here. At this point I'm just putting in some random dots and lines and stuff to get the right tone that I want. Over here it is supposed to be very dark, at least for now, just as dark as over here, and then get a little bit of shadow going over there and over there and over there. And now this shadow goes a little bit like this. Very large shadows. They are also very dark. So I actually misjudged the shadow a little bit, but that's okay for now. So we're almost done with his kind of upper section. And just get it a little bit darker when you approach this bottom section over here. Alright, and now I'm just drawing in lines. Alright, so the upper section of his body is about done. And let's take a look at how hot my camera is. So it might be that my camera will stop recording within a few minutes again. And that will be a shame, but yeah, nothing to do about it. So there's going to be a lot of lines over here. A lot of lines like this. Alright, and now we can start putting some detail into this part. So I'm just going to draw some lines. These are actually wrinkles, just a couple of them. Not everyone is going to be at the same kind of the same way. Alright, and now I'm going to draw exactly the same kind of scales that I did over here, but a little bit lighter and a little bit bigger as well. And once I'm done doing this, I'm going over it, making it a little bit darker on the underside. So I'll be back when I did all of them. Okay, I'm back. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create something like a little bit of shadow underneath every single one of them. So I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing, and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. And this part is supposed to be a little bit lighter. I'm just going to dab my eraser on top of it to make it look a little bit lighter. As well as this part, because over here, this is supposed to go kind of like this. So this is also supposed to be very light. But there's also a lot of shadow on top of it as well, so I'm making a few more of those wrinkles. Alright, and now I want to create, I want to make all of this a little darker. And I want a lot of wrinkles. Like this. And then create something like a couple of lines like this. And these will just indicate to where the scales on this part of his body will be the direction of which they will be going, and a lot of wrinkles. And then just draw those scales in on this side of the line. You can try to make them look quite big, or you can try to make them look quite small. That's completely your choice. I'm making them very large. And then again, I'll be creating that 3D effect. Okay, I'm back. And now I'm just creating a little bit of shadow. Also over here. and a couple of lines and stuff that go through this scaly part. Maybe it will look a little better. We can also just put a few of those scales in between everything, because it really looks a little bit too open and wide. Alright, something like this. And it's about the same as this part. So yeah, we will just kind of leave this like it is right now. Maybe a couple of more detail in it. Alright, so the real version is a little bit different and stuff, but there's a little bit more detail into it. Alright, over here we're just going to draw a lot of these kind of lines and stuff, and a little bit of detail underneath. This could be very dark. Draw in a lot of lines. And it's very dark over here. And we can also draw a little bit of detail over here as well if we want to. Just some lines and randomness into it. Something like this. So it's really starting to look pretty okay. Yeah, and over here the tone changes completely. It's almost as if there are no scales anymore, only at some dark parts there are a few scales visible. So it might be that my camera will stop recording soon. I'm not sure about that, but it might be. So be prepared. Just in case, don't forget to comment, leave a like and subscribe. I believe that when I say those things, more people will subscribe. It kind of is true, but I'm not very sure about that, but I believe that it helps a lot. So I'm just going to draw in the knee over here. A couple of lines. A couple of lines going like this, very tiny lines. And a lot of shadow over here. The rest of the drawing is actually supposed to be very light, so that's why I'm trying to keep it very light as well. Trying to add some random detail and stuff into it. Maybe it will turn out to look pretty great. A lot of shadow over here. And then you have this line for shadow over here as well. And I actually didn't put in his feet yet, so that's still some detail that we have to do. There are a lot of lines everywhere coming from over here. Kind of going like that. So let's just try and get some detail into this leg. And there is a shadow line over here, I believe, and a lot of wrinkles. Very high amount of those kind of wrinkly lines. Very dark as well over here.